Dear students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 2, Structure of Atom. In this chapter we will study about the discovery of subatomic particles like electron, proton, neutron and also about some of the atomic models. We will study about writing electronic configuration of different atoms and also the principles like Aufbau principles, Pauli's exclusion principle, about Heisenberg uncertainty principle, etc. Today we will study about the structure of atom, different atom models and also the discovery of electron, proton and neutron. Let us start. In this chapter, structure of atom, first we are going to deal with the history of atom, how the atom concept developed, different atomic models, etc. How it developed. In the order we will study. First, it was the Greek philosophers named Leucippus and Democritus. They are two Greek philosophers. They told firstly about the concept of atom. Okay, about the concept of atom. What they told, when we go on dividing matter, a stage will be reached when it cannot be further divided. Okay, when we go on dividing matter into small and small, a stage will be reached when we cannot further divide atom and further divide that particle, and they called it as atom. Okay. Next in 1808, but they cannot, this Leucippus and Democritus could not provide any scientific reasons or any evidence for this concept. Okay. In 1808, John Dalton, scientist, told about atomic theory, and that was called Dalton's atomic theory. You may have studied it in your 9th class, isn't it? Dalton's atomic theory is the name. He told that atom is developed from the Greek word atomio, meaning indivisible. The meaning of atomio is indivisible, means atom is indivisible particles. We cannot further divide atom. That is John Dalton's atomic theory concept. Okay. In 19th century, both scientist J.J. Thomson developed electron, subatomic particle. Atom can be divided into what he told like electron is present, a subatomic particle. J.J. Thomson developed electron. And in the same century, Rutherford developed what, or he discovered proton. J.J. Thomson developed or he discovered electron and Rutherford discovered proton. So, in 1879, scientist J.J. Thomson itself said another model. He discovered, he proposed another model, and that is what? Plum pudding model. The name is plum pudding model or watermelon model, like that we can say. What he did is that he compared atom with a watermelon. Okay, atom with a watermelon. In the watermelon there are seeds, isn't it? The seeds, he is told that they are like the electrons. The flesh part is the positive charge inside the atom, and the electrons are compared to that of the seeds inside the watermelon. This is the concept that is proposed by J.J. Thomson in his plum pudding model. Understood? These are the first developments in the concept of atom. Next, in 1911, Rutherford, after J.J. Thomson's plum pudding model, in 1911, Rutherford developed the planetary model. Okay, the planetary model. Planetary model means what? Like a solar system. He considered or he proposed that we can compare the atom with the solar system, like the nucleus inside and the electrons are revolving around it. He compared it to a solar system with sun at the center and all other planets revolving around it. He told that the force of attraction is electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the surrounding electrons. That is the planetary model concept of Rutherford, developed in 1911. Later in 1913, scientist Niels Bohr, he developed Bohr's model of atom. That is a model that we are going to study mainly in this chapter, Bohr's model of atom. Niels Bohr developed that model. And next recent development was in 1924, de Broglie. He told that atom has two behavior. One behavior is the particle nature and also wave nature, and he developed the wave equation. Okay, corresponding wave equation. De Broglie told that atom has both particle nature and also wave nature. And the wave equation he developed. In 1926, Erwin Schrödinger developed the quantum model of atom. Okay, this is the most important theory, the quantum model of atom. We are studying the concepts of quantum model of atom, not with this name, okay. We studied about S block, P block, in that S subshell, P subshell, etc. We studied it in the SPDF. All that came with the concept of Erwin Schrödinger's quantum model of atom. The shape of S orbital, the shape of P orbital can be developed, or it can be explained only with this quantum model of atom concept. Next, the last, in 1932, neutron was developed by Chadwick. This is another subatomic particle, neutron. Okay, next we will study about the characteristics of this subatomic particles, neutron, electron and proton. About its charge and other properties we will discuss next. First, let's discuss about the discovery of electron. We can discuss about the discovery of electron. It was Michael Faraday who first told about charged particles, okay, when he was studying about electrical discharge in partially evacuated tubes, okay. This is the experiment, no need to study experiment in detail. When he was studying about electrical discharge in partially evacuated tube, he found about what? Cathode rays, okay. He found out cathode rays, and he told that cathode rays are having charge. That is, they are having negatively charged particles called electrons. Cathode rays are negatively charged particles called electrons. And scientists at that time believed that electrons are the basic constituents of all atom. Okay. Cathode rays was discovered by Michael Faraday when he was doing electrical discharge in partially evacuated tubes. And what was this cathode rays? That was negatively charged particles called electrons. And at that time, scientists believed that electrons are the basic constituents of all atoms. Scientist J.J. Thomson, he discovered the charge to mass ratio of an electron. Charge to mass ratio of an electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson with some experiments, okay. What is charge to mass ratio? It is the ratio of charge of an electron to the mass of the electron. Electrical charge to mass of the electron ratio. That is, electrical charge we can denote by E, okay, and mass of the electron by M subscript E, Me, okay. And he got the value as 1.758820 into 10 power 11 Coulomb kilogram inverse, okay. Coulomb kilogram. The ratio of electrical charge, that is represented by E, to the mass of the electron. That ratio value only he got, okay. This is the value, Coulomb per kilogram. That means electrical charge we can denote by what? Coulomb. The unit of electrical charge is what? Coulomb. Electrical charge. Okay, electrical charge unit is what? Coulomb. We can denote by C. And mass of an electron unit is what? Kilogram. So, electrical charge to mass ratio is in Coulomb kilogram inverse. This value J.J. Thomson got. First, it was developed, first only the ratio of electrical charge to mass ratio was discovered. Later only the charge of the electron, mass of the electron was discovered. First, Thomson, he discovered with some experiments that electrical charge to mass ratio value, that is 1.758820 into 10 power 11 Coulomb kilogram inverse. Later, it was scientist R.A. Mulliken who developed what? He told the charge of electron. Okay. Later, it was the scientist R.A. Mulliken who developed or who discovered the charge of an electron. What is the charge of an electron? Already Michael Faraday told about what? Cathode rays or the electrons. But he couldn't find out what the charge of an electron or the existence of an electron. It was J.J. Thomson who found out what? The electrical charge to mass ratio of an electron. Later, the R.A. Mulliken, with his experiment, oil drop experiment, name of the experiment conducted by Mulliken is oil drop experiment. Through this experiment, he found the charge of an electron as approximately 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Thomson developed the charge to mass ratio, or he discovered the charge to mass ratio, and the charge of electron was discovered as 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb by Mulliken. So, E by ME ratio what we studied? It is 1.758820 into 10 power 11 coulomb kilogram inverse, isn't it? Coulomb kilogram inverse was the E by ME ratio. Charge of electron to mass of electron ratio. Now we got what? The charge of electron, E, isn't it? The charge of electron was found by Mulliken as what? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. So we can write that. We already got the E value and what? The charge ratio value. So we can, from this we can find the mass of an electron, isn't it? We got E value, charge of the electron, and also the ratio. From this we can find was mass of the electron was found. Okay, ME value will be what? E by ME value is this, isn't it? Electron value also we got. So it will be 1.6022 into 10 power minus 19. Okay. The value of charge is approximated as 1.66 into 10 power minus 19. Okay, the full value is 1.6022 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb divided by what? The ratio value, divided by 1.758820 into 10 power 11 coulomb kilogram inverse, isn't it? And we got the value of the mass of the electron as 9.1094 into 10 power what? Minus 31 kilogram. Okay. Mass of the electron was found as 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. First what? J.J. Thomson developed the charge to mass ratio. He discovered that the value as 1.75 into 1.758820 into 10 power 11 coulomb per kilogram. Later, Mulliken, with this experiment, oil drop experiment, he discovered the charge of an electron, that is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. With that both values, we could find the mass of an electron as what? 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. With this, we understood what? The charge of an electron, mass of an electron, and also charge to mass of an electron ratio. Study these three values, okay? Electronic charge, mass of the electron, and also this E by ME ratio. Now let's discuss about the discovery of protons and neutrons. Okay, the experiment that led to the discovery of proton is electrical discharge through modified cathode ray tube. The experiment that led to the identification of what? Positively charged protons. The experiment is electrical discharge through modified cathode ray tube. Okay, from that experiment, canal rays were discovered. Okay, canal rays were discovered. What are canal rays? They are particles that are positively charged. Okay, positively charged particles or protons. The experiment that led to the discovery of protons is electrical discharge through modified cathode ray tube. Understood? Next is the discovery of neutrons. As I have already told you, Chadwick discovered neutrons. Okay, neutral particles or neutrons. The experiment is by bombarding thin sheet of aluminium by alpha particles. Okay, by bombarding thin sheet of aluminium by alpha particles. Alpha particles bombarded thin sheet of aluminium. Okay, alpha particles bombarded, and that led to the discovery of what? Neutrons. And the experiment was done by Chadwick. Study this experiment name only. Okay, there is no need to study the experiment. What led to the discovery of protons is the electrical discharge through modified cathode ray tube, and bombardment of thin sheet of aluminum by alpha particles led to the discovery of neutrons by Chadwick. Okay, now let's summarize what all we have learned. Okay, look here, electron, what is the charge of electron? Charge of electron is minus 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, charge of proton is plus, okay, it is plus 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb, and the neutron does not have charge, it is chargeless. Okay, charge of electron, proton and neutron. Proton and electron charge only difference, the magnitude will be same, only the charge is different, signs are different. Okay, or we can say the relative charge. This is the actual charge, relative charge is relative charge. We can say for an electron is minus 1, for a proton is positive 1, for neutron it is chargeless, isn't it? Now listen carefully. This is the atomic mass. Okay, atomic mass of an electron in kilogram. It is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. That we already studied, isn't it? Mass of a proton is 1.6726, or we can say 1.67 into 10 power minus 27. And the mass of neutron is what? 1.67 into 10 power minus 27. Mass for proton and neutron are same. Okay. Only some point-wise difference will be there for both. And atomic mass in what I taught, mass in kilogram is this value, 9.1 in 10 power minus 31. These are the mass value in kilogram. Okay, of the electron, proton and neutron. Next, the mass in atomic mass unit. Okay, atomic mass unit is another unit of measurement. Okay, atomic mass unit or AMU. The mass in this unit, the mass is what? 0.00054, and for a proton it is 1.00726, and that of neutron is 1.00867. These are the values. Okay, remember the charge of electron, proton and neutron, and also the mass of electron, proton and neutron in kilogram. Okay, now we are going to study about different atom models or the atomic models. Different scientists propose their own models, okay, for the structure of the atom. First model you have already studied in your 9th class, that is what? Dalton's atomic theory. About atom which derived from atomio, meaning indivisible, and all the postulates we studied in our 9th class about Dalton's atomic theory. Today we are going to study about the next model of atom, that is Thomson's atomic model. That is scientist J.J. Thomson. Okay, J.J. Thomson developed his model of atom. That atom model is also known as plum pudding model, raisin pudding model or watermelon model. Plum pudding model, raisin pudding model or watermelon model. Let's look what he proposed. He told that atom is a spherical in structure. It is spherical in shape. Okay, atom is spherical with a radius of what? 10 power minus 10. Approximately 10 power minus 10 meter will be the radius. This is the first postulate that is proposed by J.J. Thomson. What was that? Atom is spherical in shape with a radius of approximately 10 power minus 10 meter. The next thing that he proposed is that in the atom the positive charge is uniformly distributed. Okay, positive charge is uniformly distributed. Okay, uniformly distributed in the atom, uniformly distributed inside the atom, and the electrons are embedded in it. This is the Thomson's model. Okay, embedded in it. Positive charge is uniform throughout and the electrons are embedded in it. Okay, now let's look. What he told? Atom is spherical in structure and the positive charge is uniform throughout and the electrons are embedded in it. Electrons with a negative charge. Okay. This is the atom model that is proposed by J.J. Thomson. Why it's called as watermelon model or raisin pudding model means he compared this atom model with that of a watermelon. Like a watermelon will be having positive charge, isn't it? It will be having a positive charge, and also the seeds, the electrons are embedded in that positive charge. Okay, the flesh part will be that positive charge inside that watermelon, and the seeds will be like what? Negatively charged electrons embedded in it. He compared the atom model with that of watermelon. So it is called what? Like raisin in a pudding, or like plums in a pudding, like in a cake, isn't it? So this name came, plum pudding, raisin pudding, or watermelon model. He could explain the neutrality of an atom, okay, because the whole it will be positive charge and the negatively charged electrons will be embedded in it. That was correct. But when other scientists developed their own models, it came to be correct. Some of the points in this model that is proposed by J.J. Thomson were not correct. And later came the Rutherford's model of atom. That we will study in the next class. This model, J.J. Thomson's model, told atom is spherical in shape with a radius of 10 power minus 10 meter, and also it is positively charged throughout, and the negatively charged electrons are embedded in that positive charge. Okay, these are electrons embedded in that positive charge. These are the different postulates that is proposed by J.J. Thomson in his atomic model. So dear students, that's all for today. Hope you have understood about today's class. In the next class, we will study about Rutherford's model of atom and about isotopes, isobars, etc. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day.